very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online University. And here we are back with our paper 1 preparation for the topic People, Development and Environment. This is lecture 6, which is for batch 2022, and we are live at 9 p.m. every day. So now in this today's lecture, we are going to talk about international agreements and pollution. So let's see how things go ahead. So before we start, announcement regarding the batch which we have started recently, that is from 13th of Jan 2022. The features and benefits of the batches are you have 100 plus live lectures. You also have video lectures covering all the topics as well as all the subtopics including the syllabus. Sunday revision lecture will be conducted, which will be once in a month. Maha Marathon, which will be conducted for each and every unit, consisting of 100 plus MCQs for every unit. Notes in the form of PDF booklet will be given to the students. For practice, previous year question papers from 2011 onwards will be solved. And for mock test revision, which will be conducted after completion of syllabus, it will be taken it will be taken after the completion of syllabus, which is more than 205 MCQs, and validity for 1 year. Neelam, good evening. You are not getting notification, so that notification icon, did you see, is it on? How come you're not getting notification? But I'm live every day, only except yesterday the class timing was changed because of some commitments. Otherwise every day 9 p.m. I'm live. I don't know how come you can't see the notification. Yeah, Moshmi, very good evening. So in case if any new student is there on the channel, so in case if you want to join paper 1 course, it is for rupees 2000. You can get in contact with the given WhatsApp number. If you want to join an exclusive WhatsApp batch, it is for 14999, and for that also the contact details are given. You can do the needful. In case if you have any query, you can get in touch. Neelam, don't worry, all the lecture links are in the description box. I have higher education, I have completed, that lecture links are there, and people development and environment also links I have pasted. So you can see every link you will get in the description box. Okay, so whatever you have missed, you can cover up, you can sit one fine day and you can cover up the portion syllabus. Fine. So yes, as you all are aware that this particular unit is having 5 questions, which is for 10 marks. So each question is for 2 marks. And the syllabus, we have completed development and environment part, where we have completed Millennium Development and Sustainable Goals. We are right now with the environmental protection part, where little part is left, which we'll be completing today. And in pollution, we will start with pollution topic today. Anyways, this is an announcement for all the students, because I can see students, certain students, the listening part is going on, because maybe you people are seeing this or you are listening for the first time. It will take time, to digest all these things with respect to people, development and environment. So for that reason, I have decided one more thing, that after this cycle gets over, I will come again with exclusively, I will again concentrate on people development and environment topic properly. So what will happen, no, I'm not talking about revision in detail, again I will do with this topic. So the students who are at least not getting the link, or you feel that things are not revising properly, so in that second cycle you will be able to know the concepts very well, and it will become little bit easier for you. Very good evening. Jaya Lakshmi, political science is not my subject. I will just talk to the team in case if anyone is involved in that, they can take the class for you. Yogesh, very good evening. So let's start the session for the day. Now yes, before I start with the session for the day, today also we are going to take some international agreements, which some agreements were left. Maybe it may happen, things are going little bit heavy, things you are feeling that it is just going on from your head. So don't worry, because in detail maybe you are learning for the first time, so it may happen. And for that reason, as I said, the solution is that Once again, I'll come up with this unit exclusively with all the details properly. So don't worry, but only thing is that you need to attend the classes very well. Or in case if you missed also, no, you are taking, links are given in the description box. So you are taking the lectures properly. That is the only thing which you need to be consistent on. Okay. So let's start the session. So today we are going to start with the first topic, that is the Convention on Biological Diversity, which is informally also known as Biodiversity Convention. So important point, see, already I'm making very crisp notes. So in that I have highlighted certain points, but I have not highlighted everything. So what will happen, you will only read that highlighted part and rest of the things you will leave it. So I've just given very limited notes, that at least you should not keep anything in option. So yes, so when we talk about Convention on Biological Diversity, which is also known as Biodiversity Convention, a multilateral treaty. Now when I say treaty, it is ratified, it is, it is promised by the number of countries that they are going to contribute for that. It has 3 goals, okay. The goals are, that is, I have given properly. If you can't read here from the paragraph format, in next slide I have given properly the goals, okay. That is conservation of biodiversity, sustainable use of biodiversity, fair and equitable sharing of the benefits arising from the use of genetic resources. Please remember, you may get this for statement questions or for even for coding questions. They will be giving you certain codes and you have to identify the goals. So there are 3 goals of Convention on Biological Diversity. What are these 3 goals? That is conservation of biodiversity, sustainable use of biodiversity, fair and equitable sharing of benefits arising from the use of genetic resources. So its overall objective, apart from this main goal, the objective is to encourage actions which leads to sustainable future. Its governing body is Conference of Party. So basically, what is the aim of Convention on Biological Diversity? It mainly aims at sustainable future. So this is one thing which you have to just remember very properly, that you are supposed to, what is the main aim of Convention on Biological Diversity? Sustainable future. But if you are asking about deep objectives, so these deep objectives are being listed under Convention on Biological Diversity. Yusuf, what you mean to say? You didn't understand? You can just be clear. I didn't get what you are trying to tell. So the Convention on Biological Diversity was opened for signature at Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, that is Brazil, on 5th of June 1992, and by end of July 1993, 165 countries has signed the treaty. It means it was ratified. Okay, so this was the detail with respect to what? With respect to Convention on Biological Diversity. Now, when it was ratified, when it started, when it ended, and how many countries ended with the signature of treaty. So that you have to remember. It came into force from 29 December 1993. The convention recognized for the first time in international law that conservation of biodiversity is nothing but a concern for humankind, which is an integral part of development process. So when you are studying Convention on Biological Diversity, you should know what is the another name for that. You should know what are the important goals, 3 important goals, and what is the common goal. Common goal talks about sustainable future, and the rest of the goal talks about conservation of biological diversity, sustainable use, that is development, as well as fair and equitable sharing of benefits. It started for, it entered for signature on 5th of June 1992, and by end of the July, that is by after the 2 months, 165 countries had entered into what? Into the treaty. Now, this particular biological diversity came into force on 29th of December 1993, and also is known as a common concern of humankind. Is it clear? Okay. Going ahead, yes, those who are having those who are having concern for paper 2 with some different subjects as well as please, I have given you the content, I have given you the WhatsApp number. You can even ping on the WhatsApp number for the specific requirement of specific subject. Okay, you can get a better, you can get the things instantly done. Neelam, with respect to your doubt, on Sunday there was a lecture. That lecture was scheduled at 6 p.m. So that link is also available in the description box. It was MCQs. Friday, Saturday and Sunday was MCQ, which is given, the link for the same is given in the description box. And the content, the topic were respect to MCQs of people, development and environment only. Fine. Is your doubt clear? PDF notes, Mr. Kharel, PDF notes are available in our WhatsApp group. I hope if you are, in case if you want PDF notes, you have to join the WhatsApp group. That's what it indicates. Okay, fine. And yes, if any student is there in the class right now, there are many students who requested for Hindi classes also for paper 1. Okay, so Hindi classes will be starting from tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and it will be in the morning slot. The same content, the paper 1, but in Hindi. There are many students who wanted the content in Hindi, explanation in Hindi. So Hindi classes also will be starting regularly in the morning time. So any one of you or those who, your friends or someone who is interested for Hindi content, do follow the channel. Hindi lectures are going to start soon. Okay, Ashwini, I'm very fine, thank you. So let's go a little bit ahead now. Okay, now let's talk about, now the second topic is the Human Development Index or the Human Development Report. Okay, which is yes, I will give you the number at the end. So at the end I will again reflect this slide. You can take down the number. Okay, so let's now just focus on the content, and at the end I'll give you the number. Fine. So the Human Development Report, that is an annual Human Development Index, which is published by Human Development Report Office at United Nations Development Program. Now, what is this? What was the theme for 2021? Let's have a detail. Now, see, till the last class we were discussing 2020 theme. Now we will be talking about 2021 theme. Okay. So this report makes recommendation for the change that generate attention and debate among stakeholders and policy maker, that raises public awareness with respect to human development. They promote what? Resource mobilization in key areas of development and trigger responses to the need of most vulnerable things in the society. So now, as per the 31st anniversary, which was celebrated in year 2021, that is the latest human development report with a series of global human development report published by United Nations Development Program since 1990. So the theme for 2021, so we are talking about 2021. So the theme for 2021 with respect to human development report was uncertain times, unsettled lives, shaping our future in a world in transformation. So this was a theme of 2021. Now those who are having my earlier notes, please make a note of it. In the earlier notes, 2020 was the theme given, which I have updated over here. So this is this theme for the year 2021. The report focuses on, now see, what is basically the human development report focusing on? So report focuses on improving human lives while relieving our planet of pressure of development. So basically it gives importance to what? Improvement of human lives. In that, the basic objective is to create an environment for the people to enjoy their long, healthy and creative life. So it is to ensure that people are having a healthy life. Okay, that is the basic intention of this report which has been given. Human development has 4 pillars. So Human Development Index or report has 4 pillars. So you should be knowing about this very well. You can get a question for this, that is equity as the first pillar, sustainability as the second, productivity as the third, and empowerment as the fourth. So there are 4 pillars. That is, the 4 pillars are about what? Equity, sustainability, productivity and empowerment. Now the ranking, as per 2021, India is ranking 131 out of 189 countries. Okay, so the rank of India is 131 out of 189 countries. Norway is has topped the index. Sri Lanka, China, Bangladesh and Pakistan index are given. Okay, so these are the ranking with respect to Human Development Index. The rank of India is also given. 2021 was the 31st anniversary. The theme of anniversary is also given, and you have to keep in mind the pillars. So if I revise this report, so this report, basically Human Development Index report, talks about what? It talks about improvement of human lives with respect to, getting, they can enjoy the life with their life with a proper environment. Now this report indicates the awareness. We had a theme for this year. The theme is properly mentioned over here. Then it also indicates what are the 4 pillars, and it also indicates the rank of India. So this is important things which you should keep handy in your notes. When you are doing this, it will be enough for you to recall the topic. Now with respect to International Solar Alliance, now here also in 2-3 cycles for the final examination, there were questions on International Solar Alliance. Okay, basic questions were given, which I have already highlighted, but let's again revise the topic properly. So the International Solar Alliance is an alliance of 124 countries, which was initiated by India with respect to, or that is on the date 30th November 2015. Neelam, I will just, yes, I read your messages. I will just get in touch, because I have taken this issue, but everything is from fine from our side. There is no issue, but still, if you are facing that, I will just get in touch and get it sorted out. Okay. So the Solar Alliance, now let's concentrate over here. Don't worry. In that sense, in that pressure, you are just missing something, So just concentrate. We will get it sorted out. So the International Solar Alliance is a treaty, which is based on intergovernmental organization, which was launched by Prime Minister of the country, Mr. Narendra Modi, and the former president of, that is Francisco Hollande of France. So this is the alliance between 2 nations. Leading European nation Sweden has ratified the framework agreement of International Solar Alliance recently, that is in July 2021. An initiative of India which aimed at promoting renewable energy and sustainable development. So the one who is the new to join the race is Sweden. With respect to the goal of International Solar Alliance, now let's see what are the goals. So it talks about the rules, the norms, the standards, that is the benchmark for solar energy, in order to obtain a rapid and massive deployment in the countries that are rich in solar resources, but where the risks are still seen as very high. So this particular goal, you have to keep this in mind very well, not only to set the rules, regulations and standards, but at the same time the country which has a massive and rapid deployment with respect to solar resources, they will ensure that it has been helped out. The World Bank Solar Bank is a proposed financial agency that pull resources from around the world and use them to finance the solar power projects, okay, in which the member countries are listed under International Solar Alliance. So here, now this was the question which was set in the question paper. One question was based on which countries are into this alliance, that is India and France. Second question was based on India has set an target of 450 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2030 and 175 by 2022. So there was question on the target and there was one question on the countries. So apart from that, what is else you have to keep in mind? It is funded by the financial agency who is pulling out the resources is World Solar Bank. You should keep this in mind very well. Okay. The goal is to set the rules, regulations and standards in order to deploy, the countries which are rich in solar resources. And the new country who has joined the legacy is the Sweden, that is in the year 2021. So this much at least information you should be able to capture very well with respect to International Solar Alliance. Now, we had one topic that was Earth Hour. So from Earth Hour also there can be expected questions. So let's have this topic, understand clearly and let's remember it properly. So Earth Hour is an worldwide movement which is organized by World Wide Fund, we called as WWF, for nature. The event is annually encouraging individuals. It encourages not only the individuals but also the communities and the businesses to turn off non-essential electric lights for 1 hour, that is the dedicated time is 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. on one specific day, end of the March. That day is also towards end of the March week, which is a symbol of commitment to the planet. So basically, when we talk about Earth Hour, it is a moment which is, supporting the nature by turning off non-essential electricity for an hour with a dedicated day in the month of March. It was started as a lights off event in Sydney, Australia in the year 2007. Earth Hour 2021 was marked on 27th of March 2021, and the Earth Hour theme was climate change to save Earth. That was with respect to 2021. We'll have the next schedule, that is after 2 months. It is scheduled on 26th of March 2022. The theme will be updated over a year later. Earth Hour is organized by World Wild Fund, that is called as WWF, a global grassroots movement uniting people to take action on environmental issues and protect the planet. So basically it goes with what? Environmental issues and protection of the planet. As the movement grows, the 1 hour lights out even continues to be a symbol of a broader commitment towards not only to the nature but also to our planet. Okay, so this is what the initiative is done in order to preserve the nature, in order to support the planet. So this is which is taken throughout the world. So you should know that there can be a question of March 2022 theme. So theme will be updated later in my coming classes. Okay, fine. Then coming to the next part is the Paris Agreement. Yeah, this is the last part when we are talking about with respect to what? With respect to international agreements. So Paris Agreement, when we talk about here, we are completing. So it means this is the last part. I have completed everything, all the protocols, all the conventions, all the conferences, and the agreements. Now only one thing which I am supposed to do in detail is conference of parties. Okay, so conference of parties I will be taking, as I said, I'll be covering all the conferences of parties and I'll be taking an exclusive lecture for that. Maybe that will be differently. It will be not mixed in this regular lecture. In this next 2 days, I'll complete the portion which is left out. But for conference of parties, I'll take an exclusive lecture with all the conference of parties in the lecture. So now let's start with the Paris Agreement, which is a legally binding international treaty on climate change. It was adopted in 1990. It was adopted by 196 parties at Conference of Parties 21 in Paris, that was scheduled on 12 December 2015, and it came into force on 4th of November 2016. Now, what is the goal? Its goal is to limit global warming to below 2, preferably that is 1.5 degrees Celsius compared to the pre-industrial level. So there was a question on this goal. So you should please remember this, some important concepts you should be able to remember very well. To achieve this long-term temperature goal, countries aim to reach global peaking of greenhouse emission as soon as possible, so that they can achieve a climate neutral world by mid-century. So this is one of the important mission now. The Paris Agreement is one of the landmark in a multilateral climate change process. Okay, this you have to keep in mind very well. For the first time, a binding agreement brings all the nation to a common cause to undertake the efforts to fight the climate change and adapt its effect. So this is something, a multilateral change process wherein all the countries in the world are coming together with a common cause. Okay, now the agreement works. So you should know the cycle of the agreement. It works with a 5-year cycle with respect to the climate action which is carried out by different countries. By 2020, countries had submitted their climate action, that was known as nationally determined contribution, or it is also called as intended nationally determined contribution, about which we have covered in yesterday's lecture. What are the targets? From there may be lot of questions with respect to targets. So we have done it very well yesterday in yesterday's class. Anyone wants to know about it or has missed it, you can find the link in the description box. So in the nationally determined contribution, countries communicate the action that they will take in order to reduce the greenhouse gas emission, and also they have updated the targets also. The Paris Agreement is providing a framework for financial, technical and capacity building support to the countries who definitely need it. So any country who is needing the financial support, who is needing the technical support, who is needing the capacity support, so all this support will be provided by them with respect to whatever is possible by them. So with respect to this, we have completed the first topic. The first topic was with respect to Millennium Development Goals and the Protection Act, the last sub point of the syllabus we have completed today finally. Okay, now the topics which are left is basically they are with concern to pollutions, energy resources and waste management. So we are going to check that also. Little bit of information is again factual, so you have to keep in mind very well all the things very well. As I said, this unit, maybe some of you have seen something for the first time, so it may take little time for you to catch the concepts, but it's okay. Give some time to yourself to read, understand the topic and revise it and capture it in your mind very well. Okay, so let's move ahead with the next, that is pollution topic. Yes, it is pollution is nothing but an undesirable change in our surroundings that definitely has effect not only on human beings but also on plants and animals. In addition to this, any substances like solid, liquid, gas or any form of energy such as heat waves, sound, radioactive to the environment can cause a negative effect on the environment. Basically, it is something which can have impact on the environment, that is in the form of surroundings, and also on the plants, animals and human beings. So pollutant is what? You have a questions on pollutants at times. So it is a substance which cause pollution. The pollutants can be rapidly composed by natural process, that is degradable, or with the process which takes a longer time for decomposition. So that is called as that is the that cannot be decomposed naturally, and they are known as non-degradable pollutants. So pollution either can be anthropogenic, that is activities, human made activities in the form of in the form of construction, transportation, manufacturing, or volcanic eruptions, release of methane gas, emission of natural gas, nitrogen oxide, cosmic rays, UV rays, ultraviolet rays. So there are questions on this also. So we have to little bit more of reading and little bit of solving of MCQs will help you to get a capture or concentration on this unit. So now let's start with the types of pollution, which is listed as air pollution, soil pollution, noise pollution, water pollution and radioactive pollution. So one by one, let's go for it. But before that, let's understand, because in the previous year question, there were questions on primary and secondary pollutants. So you should be very careful, what the question is asking and what you're supposed to mark. So when I say primary pollutants, they are the one which are emitted directly into the environment, either natural events or with human activities, like in the form of storms, volcanic eruptions, or industrial revolution, transportation, emission from vehicles or industrial waste, in the form of carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxides, hydrocarbon or particulate material. So the question comes is in the form of recognition. They will give you the list, okay, of pollutants. You have to recognize whether they are the secondary pollutants or whether they are the primary pollutants. So you get questions like that. So you should be prepared for that, okay. Now, when we are talking about the secondary pollutants, so in secondary pollutants, they are the one which has indirectly emitted into the environment by the reaction among the primary pollutants. So when they react, secondary pollutant takes birth only after the reaction with the primary pollutants. Like for example, sulfuric acid. So sulfur dioxide reacts with water vapor in atmosphere and form the secondary air pollutant, that is sulfuric acid, nitric acid, ozone. Okay, these are all your secondary pollutants, that is peroxyl acid nitrate, which is formed when ozone reacts with hydrochloric acid as they are found in an burnt petroleum. They are commonly found in photochemical smoke. So this is way, I will list out, and then my next lectures, when I'll conduct next series of lectures, at that time I will list out primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. So at least you can go through it and you can remember, which are the primary pollutants and which are the secondary pollutants, because they are, most of the time the question comes about recognition of primary and secondary pollutants. Okay, all those students who have entered late and wished me a very good evening to everyone. Hope you are catching up the speed what we are doing with. Yes, now coming to next is your air pollution. Okay, so yes, on Bharat stage, if you remember, we have done a very full-fledged lecture on Bharat stage also. So slowly, because see, I'm just taking some time at least to make you comfortable with the words. Slowly, when we go off with 2-3 cycles of this same unit, you will be getting more information. Now, even if I speak, it will be little bit difficult. So I'm just sticking to, to the root cause, and then root topics. And when we go slowly for the second cycle, third cycle, we will do little bit in deep also. So the presence of any kind of solid, liquid, gaseous substance in atmosphere which is harmful for living organisms is termed as air pollution, which leads to problem of eye, skin and respiratory system. Smog, that is the combination of smoke and fog, which was first coined by Dr. H.A. Works in 1905. Smog is a fog which is caused due to smoke or soot. So if you see this word soot, it was in one of the previous year question also, it was given when we did our practice MCQs. That time this question was there. It is caused by the interaction of sunlight with the suspended particle in the atmosphere. On 1st of April 2017, ban on the sale and registration of Bharat Stage 3 vehicles were implemented in India. So Bharat Stage is nothing but a set of norms regarding the permissible limit of pollutants. So now, which is the one which is banned in India since 2017? It is Bharat Stage 3. So what is this Bharat Stage? Bharat Stage is nothing but the sets of rules and regulations with respect to the permissible limit of pollutants. Okay. Air quality index is evaluation of the quality of air by presence of particles in it. Now, this is which is very important. You have to keep in mind the standards and timeline for implementation are set by Central Pollution Control Board under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The reason to highlight it separately, because it was one of the question in previous year examination. So you should be able to remember this. I'll read it once again for you. The standards and timeline for implementation, okay, are set by whom? By Central Pollution Control Board, which comes under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Okay, there are questions on soot, there were questions on Bharat Stage, so you should remember this little bit properly. Going next is to the water pollution. So coming to water pollution, it is the presence of undesirable elements in water which can cause harmful consequences on living organisms. So the major water pollutants, that is from industrial waste released in water. Other pollutants are in the form of untreated or partially treated sewage water, pesticides from farms, presence of mercury, lead, arsenic, cadmium, etc. in water, oil spills, release of hot water from the industries into water and misuse of groundwater. So like for example, on this various conventions all also there. On Minamata also we had got a question. So we are going to see it at the end, extra miscellaneous topics, and that also we are going to relate with that. Okay. Talking about soil pollution, coming to soil pollution, it is presence of undesirable elements in soil. So which can be harmful, which can have harmful consequences on living organisms, which can also deteriorate the fertility of the soil, that is decreases, reduce, and it also pollutes. It can be polluted by the use of polluted by use of the polluted water. So the polluted water can again create more problem for it. So sources of soil pollution are in the form of fertilizers and pesticides, plastic waste, contaminated water, fly ash. There was question on fly ash, landfills, chemical resides like dyes, acids, metallic waste from industries, and non-biodegradable waste and garbage. So here you can get the question on what? You can get the question on sources. For pollution, sources can be the main aspect where you will definitely get questions on. So here one question is expected, 101%. Coming ahead with noise pollution. Okay, now with respect to noise pollution, every time it has been seen, every alternate cycle, no, they have noise pollution limits. They give you the limits and they tell you to find out, identify the day or night. So you get a lot of options and you have to identify them. So this table, ideally you should be able to learn very well. So when we talk about noise pollution, it is an unwanted sound that can be caused due to stone cutting, crushing, steel forging, loudspeakers, shouting of hawkers, movement of vehicles, which irritates, the sound which irritates. So that sound, it means it is beyond the level, and that is called as what? Unwanted sound. The effects of that can be seen by loss of hearing, increased blood pressure, loss of temperature, then you have reduction in work efficiency, aggression, depression. So the disturbed sleep patterns, mood change or swings. These are all the impact of what? The impact of noise pollution. It is measured in decibels, that is dB is the unit of measuring noise. Now this table, as I said, is very, very important for you because from this table the questions are seen. So the areas are industrial area, commercial area, residential area and silent zones. So when we talk about industrial area, the day limit is 75 decibel, night is 65. This you have to do little bit of cramming. Why? Because it is important. There are questions on this. Commercial, the day limit is 65, the night limit is 55. Residential, the day limit is 50 decibel, night limit is 45 decibel. And silent zones, the day limit is 50 decibel and night limit is 40 decibel. So with respect to silent zones, earlier it was observed that around 100 meters of hospital, education institution, courts and religious places, okay, will no longer be silent zones unless they are notified by the government. So like earlier it was, under the zones, under the measurement. But now unless and until there is a notification by the government, those places will not be considered as what? It will not be considered as silent zones. Okay. So here again I have created a different table. Okay. So this table again will help you to understand the source and the effects. So the noise, now see here it is the decibels, okay, noise levels in decibel, and these decibel, what is the source and how can be the effect. So you can get a question on this. So when I say 135 decibel, it is a pneumatic drill, it is very, very painful, beyond control. 110, the rock band, that is, which is very discomfortable. Traffic, okay, hearing impairment on prolonged exposure. If you are having an exposure to this level of sound, it can really create, impairment. If 80, that is with the 80 decibel alarm clock, that is annoying, disturbing, irritating, and average, that is 65, which is intrusive. So you can get, I'm not saying that you will definitely get question, but what type of sounds levels can create what impact or effect, you can get a question on this. So you should be able to understand the noise levels also very well. Okay. Yes, coming next to is radioactive pollution. So let's understand now what this is because of, or it is caused by the presence of radioactive elements in the environment, that is emission of alpha, beta, gamma rays, which is hazardous to life. The cause, what can be the cause of it? It is the release of radioactive pollution, use of nuclear weapons, release of radio stopes into the water bodies, radioactive chemical spills, release of particles into environment during mining, okay, or cosmic rays entering the Earth's atmosphere. So this can create, this can cause what? The radioactive pollution. Now there can be some students out of you who are least, interested. Maybe this is not a topic at all. Environment is not a topic at all after your school or compulsory college subject. But yes, just little bit of knowledge which you need, at least from the examination point of view, for the 10 marks, okay, though we have a target of 10 marks, we know that out of 10, 6 can be in our hands, but just for that 10 marks you have to ensure that some efforts you are giving to this unit. Otherwise it is not that easy that you read and you can remember it, like communication or like teaching aptitude. You can apply certain amount of understanding and read it, so it is not that easy. Little bit of efforts definitely are expected. Okay, now when we talk about that is radioactive pollution. So now in this class, so we have completed the pollution topic very well. We have completed the international agreements, conventions, conferences very well. Some students have, because of notification, some students couldn't attend the class. Some students were not, maybe you're stuck with some work, so you are not regular for this particular unit. But as I have promised, this is the first cycle of this unit, okay, in detail. After some gap, I will again take this unit, not a major gap, a very small gap. I will try to, come with this unit once again, so that you, till the time of examination, at least till the time of examination, to the next cycle of examination, I'll try my level best to ensure that you are very, very strong about some topics, which will definitely help you to score well for this topic in examination. I can understand little bit toughness of this subject or this particular unit, but just a promise from my end that I'll try my level best with 2-3 revision cycles. I will ensure that this subject is little bit taken care of, this particular unit. Okay, no issues. You joined at the end, I know. So that's what for every student I'm telling, whoever were not regular or who have missed, give me some time, let me complete one cycle, and after that let me come with the next cycle, where the notes will be again refined, more important things will be highlighted, and the unit will be easier for you. Maybe if you're doing for a very first time, it will be little bit difficult, little or maybe more difficult for you. Okay, yes, so that's all for the day. Now tomorrow we will be talking about, let us see, tomorrow we'll be taking concepts of energy resources or waste management. I'll just take something easier, so that, see, I'm not promising easier, but content is only like that you have to put your little bit efforts. Okay, unless you do that, it is not going to give you any good results. So yes, apart from Global Online University, apart from UGC NET, Global Online University also has exams for Gujarat SET, West Bengal SET, KSET, APSET. Someone wanted the WhatsApp number, no? So the WhatsApp number given over here, which I have highlighted, all the WhatsApp number, but exclusively which I have highlighted. This is a WhatsApp number in case if you have any doubt, or I will reflect the main slide. Just a minute, I'll put the main slide. So all these exams we do conduct with mock test, PDF solution, notes, MCQs, which is more than 2,500, video lectures, as well as previous year question papers also. So all you will get in the package. Ashwini, the thing is that I have the content of recording of management classes also. So I myself is falling short of time. So I'm just limiting class to 45 minutes. And to be very frank, I have to keep my throat also well going, otherwise it will be very difficult. So once the exams are nearby, that seriousness automatically come, the time will increase. Okay, let me complete my management, because I am just busy with the management recordings. It is not coming regularly, so I just need to give some time for that. Tomorrow the class timing will be 9 p.m. only. I'll be coming live on 9 p.m. Is it clear? Okay, so yes, that's all for the day. Now for any student who needs a proper WhatsApp number in case to get in touch with the team, I'm just reflecting that WhatsApp number. So yes, see, this is a WhatsApp number. I'll just put it in the slide. Live classes. See, live classes, I take live classes. Actually, live classes are all 7 days now. I'll again repeat it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I take live classes on the YouTube channel. Okay. Thursday, I take exclusively for the paid subscriber students. Then Friday, Saturday, Zeba ma'am takes MCQs, that is live MCQs, which are also scheduled at 9 p.m. On Sunday, the class is at 6 p.m. But that is also then MCQ class, and that MCQ comes in the form of Hindi English, a combination of Hindi English. Okay. Now, if there is any student who exclusively wants Hindi explanation, so that is a good news for you. Now from tomorrow or day after tomorrow, you will be having everyday Hindi classes live in the morning time. So in any student who finds English difficult can concentrate in the morning batches that will be taken by Ankita ma'am in morning slot. So morning will be with Hindi and English mix. Okay, more of Hindi so that you can learn lot of things. I hope everyone's doubt is clear. So you have got tomorrow. If you want, tomorrow I'll make an exclusive slide for the schedule, so you will come to know. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, about green index, fine. In the next class, I will add that point also. Taken a note of it. Okay, in the next class, you will get it. Thank you very much. And yes, Neelam, before I forget, you used to always remember me about the set classes. Set classes only Friday to Friday is going on. So after maybe the result is expected maybe end of this month, or after the results are out, then there also properly the classes will be scheduled regularly. Okay, that's all for the day. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow sharp at 9.